my light, are you able to sense it? Something deep in your spirit has been trying to inform you this when you consider that last night time. A restless tug in your chest, a whisper that saved you from sleeping peacefully, that become now not your creativeness. That turned into heaven knocking, softly at the start, but now it's urgent. Archangel Michael says this is your ultimate risk to pay attention, something you were in no way meant to discover. A shocking deal has been made in the back of your again. And it's about your destiny. It is now not just betrayal. It is deeper. It's spiritual. It is risky. And this time, it involves someone you love greater than something. God is irritated. And now not at you. At your daughter. And you have to open this earlier than it's too overdue. Heaven is trembling. As a divine selection has been postponed for 3 days now, ready, hoping, praying which you could pay attention to this very second. Archangel Michael says your name became cited 3 instances in a closed heavenly meeting. Sure, your name. Now not simply everyone. They waited, but now there's no greater time. If you stroll far away from this message, you may stroll far from the miracle that turned into already yours. You could stroll away from something that changed into already scheduled for you, but ought to now be passed to every other soul. You suspect that is an accident. You suspect you located this by means of twist of fate? My beloved, heaven doesn't do injuries. It orchestrates divine timings. And proper now, the angels are watching you. Sure, proper now. Ready to look if you will scroll, or if your spirit will rise and pay attention. Due to the fact what was once whispered in mystery should now be shouted in divine urgency. Archangel Michael became now not supposed to inform you this. But he begged God. He cried on your defense. He knelt for you. And God said, if they open this today, I'm able to reveal it all. But in the event that they bypass this once more, the punishment will start. This isn't to scare you. This is to rescue you. A deal turned into made. And the deal is darkish. You spot, a person is attempting to alternate your peace for his or her benefit. A hidden decision became made in mystery via a person you relied on once. And sure, it has something to do together with your daughter. God isn't simply disappointed. He's deeply harmed. And he desires to expose you what she has done, no longer to shame her, however to prepare you. Due to the fact what is coming will now not most effective shake your property, it's going to check your soul. Michael says you have been by no means supposed to discover like this. However, heaven is bored with being overlooked. Cloud my cherished, before I monitor greater, pause for 1 second and concentrate. In case your coronary heart is still beating quicker, if your chest feels tight, in case your eyes are watering without purpose, this is your confirmation. Don't skip this. Do not inform yourself you will come back to it later. There won't be a later. Heaven deliberate a good way to hear this now, not 1 second after. And now, I should ask you something. sparkling superstar. In case you experience this message is supposed for you, type underneath, "I'm geared up, Michael." This is your spiritual signature. That is how you display heaven. You're wide awake. And sure, I want you to subscribe right now, not for arrogance, but due to the fact heaven is not performed talking to you. And you'll omit what's subsequent in case you stroll away. You have been chosen, loved. And this is just the start. Subscribe, and type, "I believe." You haven't any idea what that unmarried act of faith will shift inside the unseen realm. Now breathe. Due to the fact what I'm approximately to say will shake you. It started 6 days in the past. A lady, connected for your daughter, entered a religious agreement without your understanding. She made a percent in bitterness, and your call became worried. Your home become noted. Your peace become focused. And she or he did it with a grin on her face. She notion no one in heaven noticed. But Archangel Michael was watching. And his sword burned at what he noticed. Because the female isn't only a stranger, she's been close for years. You depended on her. Your daughter confided in her. But what they failed to realize, is that heaven day to every whisper, every message, every intention. There is something even deeper. God isn't always indignant without cause. He is angry because your daughter is being prompted by using darkness, disguised as protection. She believes she's protective you. But in reality, she's supporting smash something sacred. She's being misled. Manipulated. And Michael says if you do not discover the overall fact through tonight, it may be too past due to opposite the harm. A window will close. And the miracle God deliberate for you may slip into delay, or worse, be transferred to someone else. No longer due to the fact God is cruel. Due to the fact heaven can't bless what you refuse to agree with. I know that is painful. I understand you as a substitute believe the entirety is nice. But heaven says, truth will now not knock in a well-mannered way anymore. It's coming in whether or not you're ready or no longer. And the fact is this, your daughter is being watched through two forces. One desires her secure. One desires her sacrificed spiritually. You don't have time to wait and see what occurs. You need to act now. And acting starts with knowing. Sure, Michael has greater to say. Yes, your future is at stake. Yes, this message will go deeper, however only in case your spirit is actually open. Are you geared up? Then hold studying, because the following part will screen what they have got hidden underneath your roof. And why God is pronouncing this cannot wait every other minute. There's something hidden inside your own home. Not an object, no longer a paper, but in power. An agreement become made without your know-how, and the strength of that deal has been sitting quietly, like a shadow within the nook, looking ahead to the right second to purpose destruction. And here's the most painful part, your daughter is aware of about it. Maybe now not at all. But enough. Sufficient to experience something isn't right. Enough to hear that quiet voice in her coronary heart caution her. However, she's silencing it. And in doing so, she's silencing God's warnings. Michael says the female at the back of this has been jealous of your family for years. She's smiled in your presence, hugged your daughter, told her she's like a sister. However, her heart, oh beloved, her heart became full of thorns. And behind her again, she made a shocking deal concerning your name. A switch. A manipulation. And it became supplied for your daughter as protection or blessing. However, in reality, it is a curse masked as a gift. She promised to damn your leap forward in trade for her personal advantage. And now the electricity of that deal has reached your private home. God says the motive you've been feeling atypical lately, the heaviness, the non-secular confusion, the moments of frustration that come from nowhere, is because of what has been activated. You are not crazy. Your spirit has been picking up what your eyes can't see. You've felt the anxiety, the shift in conversations, the manner positive people communicate otherwise when you enter the room. This is no longer in your head. This is religious conflict. And Michael says, in case you open your heart fully right now, he's going to show you who precisely is at the back of it, and what they are planning next. However, first, there may be something you want to do. Archangel Michael is asking you to take non-secular authority returned. Sure, even if you experience worn out, even in case you feel broken, you are more potent than you watched. And the deal made behind your again, it is able to be broken. However, handiest with the aid of the only whose call become at the scroll. And that is you. Heaven has been ready on your voice, waiting for your selection, awaiting your awakening. Michael says, loved, do not let your silence be your surrender. And now the strength of that deal has reached your house. God says the reason you've been feeling strange lately, the heaviness, the religious confusion, the moments of frustration that come from nowhere, is because of what has been activated. You are not loopy. Your spirit has been picking up what your eyes cannot see. You have felt the anxiety, the shift in conversations, the manner certain humans talk in a different way whilst you input the room. This is no longer for your head. That's spiritual warfare. And Michael says if you open your coronary heart completely right now, he will show you who precisely is at the back of it, and what they're making plans subsequent. But first, there is something you want to do. Archangel Michael is calling you to take spiritual authority lower back. Yes, you. Even in case you feel tired. Even in case you sense broken. You are stronger than you suspect. And the deal made behind your back, it is able to be broken. However, simplest by using the one whose name turned into on the scroll. And that's you. Heaven has been waiting in your voice, anticipating your decision, watching for your awakening. Michael says, cherished, don't let your silence be your give up. Now, let's communicate about the deeper element. The component that even your daughter does not fully recognize. This woman, the only who made the deal, is not working by myself. She has been cautioned by using someone else. A person. Older. Sensible in appearance, however spiritually dangerous. He has done this earlier than to other families. And he chose yours due to the fact he sensed your spiritual gift. Yes, you've got one. A divine anointing that runs via your bloodline. And this man's aim is to sever it, to reduce it off at the basis before it fully turns on. It really is why the attack is not random. It's focused. Particular. Timed. And here's the divine mystery. The attack simplest got here due to the fact your blessing is so close. Nearer than it has ever been. If not anything properly become coming, the enemy would not be attempting this difficult. But something huge is about to break open for you, financially, spiritually, emotionally. It is why the attack is this intense. Due to the fact your miracle is already in direction. And that they are aware of it. However, God continues to be protecting it, expecting your complete focus. Michael says that closing night time, your name turned into referred to once more. In an exceptional realm. No longer in heaven. But with the aid of the girl and the man, all through a personal communication. Your daughter's call changed into additionally stated, however this time, they're not speaking approximately your blessing. They may be speaking about blocking it. Shifting it. Delaying it. They think you are asleep. They assume you will stay blind. But heaven says, nowadays is the awakening. Earlier than I monitor what your daughter remains hiding, please do now not decide her. God's anger is not approximately punishment. It's about safety. He sees that her coronary heart is conflicted. He knows that a part of her nonetheless wants to protect you. However, her silence is making her complicit. And if she doesn't communicate quickly, the non-secular harm will be irreversible. You ought to be the only to open the door for reality. And that starts evolved here. My cherished, you're nevertheless analyzing. Meaning your spirit knows this is real. So say this now, quietly, Michael, I give you permission to reveal the whole truth. I'm able to now not run. I am geared up. Did you experience that shift? That wasn't creativeness. That became your spirit standing up. That became the wind of heaven blowing through your surroundings. And now, Michael is about to reveal you what is subsequent. 3 days from now, there can be a communique. An invite, perhaps even a meeting. You will note something extraordinary about it. The timing will feel compelled. A person will act overly polite. A sure female will hold looking your eyes, as though ready to look if you know. And when that takes place, you will do not forget this message. You'll bear in mind these words. And Michael says, do now not react. Examine. Permit heaven speak through you. Due to the fact in that moment, what they are attempting to hide will begin to get to the bottom of. And your daughter, she will be able to in the end begin to see. But handiest in case you stand for your truth now. Before we preserve, pause for simply 3 seconds and breathe. Then subscribe if you have not already. Not because you were instructed, however, due to the fact your spirit is confirming, this message changed into supposed for me. And I promise you, in case you assume this element become intense, wait till you hear what happens at the 1/3 day. So listen, liked, as the non-secular clock ticks. Archangel Michael says this next element may additionally make you emotional. It is K. Permit the tears come in the event that they should. They're holy. Their restoration. Due to the fact what you're about to discover will connect each strange second from the past few weeks, the peculiar behaviors, the unexpected shifts to your daughter's attitude, the quietness, the guilt in her eyes, the doors that closed without caution, the calls she did not solution near you, and the instances she walked out to talk in hushed tones. All of it has been main as much as this. The man I advised you approximately, the one guiding the girl, has been calling himself a healer or a religious helper. However, God sees via that mask. He is not any healer. He is a controller. He is the only who convinced your daughter that your strength was the reason her lifestyles is blocked. That your prayers, your desires, your divine protection were previous. And that so that it will circulate beforehand, she needed to disconnect from your strength. This is the lie that changed into planted. And the female near her endorsed it. But the reality? Your daughter's miracle is attached on your presence. However blocked by way of it. Your love has been her covering. Your phrases, irrespective of how gentle or hard, have been her protect. And heaven has been seeking to get her interest, however her ears have been tuned to the incorrect voice. And in a moment of weak spot, she agreed to something that broke God's coronary heart. A ritual. A vow. She didn't think it supposed whatever. She thought it changed into symbolic. However, spiritually, it turned into a prison permission to shift something far from you. And now Michael says, it should be undone. Before I display what happened that night time, I need you to recall one element. God is not here to punish you. He is right here to protect you. And your daughter. This message isn't to deliver worry. It's to polish a divine mild where shadows were hiding too long. Now breathe once more. It came about weeks ago. Late night. Your daughter become with the woman and 2 others. In a room that regarded religious, candles, incense, low tune. The person joined through video. And in that space, they did something to your daughter's call. They requested her to mention words aloud. A releasing announcement. And she did. She did not completely understand what she became announcing. She didn't sense hazard. It really is how darkness works. It comes dressed in light. But Michael turned into watching. And the moment she spoke the one's phrases, a non-secular shift came about. A cord become loosened. And that's while you started out feeling bizarre. Your sleep modified. Your energy have become weaker. You started out having dreams that failed to make experience, faces you did not understand. That became no longer simply stress. That turned into the effect of a spiritual bond being tampered with. However, heaven says, it's no longer too overdue. It truly is why this message reached you in time. Due to the fact what became spoken over you could be damaged via you. You aren't powerless. And Michael is here to help you do it. Say this right now. I cancel each deal made in my call without my permission. I reject every word spoken in opposition to me. I claim, no weapon fashioned shall prosper. I select divine recovery, now. You may sense a wave of heat. Or a chill. Or even tears. This is the shift beginning. This is the sacred realm responding in your authority. Now breathe again. It came about 2 weeks in the past. Overdue night. Your daughter turned into with the woman and others. In a room that appeared non-secular, candles, incense, low music. The person joined through video. And in that space, they did something on your daughter's name. They asked her to say phrases aloud. A releasing assertion. And he or she did. She didn't fully apprehend what she turned into pronouncing. She didn't experience risk. That is how darkness works. It comes dressed in mild. However, Michael became looking. And the instant she spoke the one's words, a religious shift took place. A cord changed into loosened. And that's whilst you started feeling abnormal. Your sleep changed. Your strength have become weaker. You started out having goals that did not make feel, faces you failed to recognize. That was not simply pressure. That changed into the effect of a spiritual bond being tampered with. However, heaven says, it's no longer too late. It truly is why this message reached you in time. Because what became spoken over you could be damaged with the aid of you. You are not powerless. And Michael is right here to help you do it. Say this right now. I cancel every deal made in my name without my permission. I reject every word spoken towards me. I claim, no weapon shaped shall prosper. I choose divine recuperation, now. You may feel a wave of heat. Or a relax. Or even tears. That is the shift beginning. This is the sacred realm responding on your authority. Now, Michael wants to tell you what your daughter would not recognize, but the woman she's been trusting has been collecting private things. Photos. Dates. Even items from your private home or copies of them. And she or he took one piece, something symbolic, and gave it to the person. As a token. That token changed into used in a symbolic act of transfer. That's why heaven is furious. Due to the fact the religious boundary round your home was examined. And except you beef up it now, the disruption will hold. Michael is prepared to shield your property. However, he can't input where he is no longer welcomed. So if you are definitely geared up, say this softly. Archangel Michael, enter my domestic. Reclaim what's mine. Protect my family. Divulge the hidden. Ruin the unholy. Yes, something just shifted once more. You may experience it to your pores and skin, for your chest, in your breath. Now, light, heaven is set to show the 1/3 day vision. 3 days from the moment you finish this message, your daughter can be supplied something, and possibility, an abnormal deal, or a financial promise. It will sound perfect, but it's going to include an unspoken condition: go away the past in the back of. That past is you. You are the one they want out of the picture. Now, not for hatred, but due to the fact your spirit is too sturdy. Your prayer is too powerful. You notice an excessive amount of, and that they worry you will find the whole thing. But Michael says, you already have. It is why you should be organized on that day. Due to the fact your daughter will need you to face firm. No longer in anger. Now not in disgrace, but in truth. You may investigate her eyes, and you may say phrases that heaven will give you in that moment. And she will wreck. She will cry. She will see. And he or she will come back. However, if you forget about this now, the possibility for that second can also pass. So allow me ask you once more, cherished, are you continue to hear? Are you continue to reading? Which means your soul already is aware of that is divine. That means you're selected. Which means this message is yours. You will be thinking, why me? Why did heaven pick me to carry this fact? And the solution is straightforward. Due to the fact you're the pillar, the gatekeeper, the one whose prayers echo through the skies louder than the enemy's whispers. And heaven sees your tears. Each unmarried one. Michael desires to remind you of something. You have not failed as a determine. You have not been forgotten. You are not too overdue. In fact, you are right on time. The deal made behind your lower back is already crumbling. The enemy's plan is already leaking. And soon, your daughter will see the faces for who they clearly are. And she will thanks. But for now, Michael remains looking the house. Looking the female. Watching the person. They are unaware that the light is coming for them. However it is. And not anything can prevent it now. Let's continue, cherished, deeper into the divine mystery, because Archangel Michael says the following couple of moments are the maximum crucial. He says this a part of the message was sealed till you read the entirety before it. And now that you have, heaven is prepared to reveal you something that has been hidden from your eyes since the start. There is a non-secular weapon being prepared for you. Sure, for you. Exact by angels. Sharpened by means of reality. And infused with a light that cannot be touched by any curse, any deception, or any false energy. And this weapon is not something you keep with your palms, it's something you launch with your voice. Your voice is extra effective than you've ever acknowledged. When you pray, heaven trembles. Whilst you communicate, the winds shift. You don't always feel it. What Archangel Michael does. On every occasion you've whispered a word of protection on your own family, even when they were not listening, Michael recorded it. And now, those phrases are returning with divine pressure. But here's what most people do not know. The spiritual realm is sound touchy. Darkness works in silence. Mild works in declaration. It truly is why Michael is telling you, your weapon is not in what you do, but in what you assert. The best manner to reverse what became spoken over your call is to talk something stronger over it. Heaven has written the precise phrases for you to say. Not just any words. These are heavenly felony phrases, what angels call spiritual codes. And when you say them aloud, the chains will start to interrupt. So here there. Say them as if you're talking through generations. Via the authority of God, I reclaim my future. Each deal made in darkness is damaged via mild. I reverse each word, vow, ritual, and curse executed at the back of my lower back. I call my daughter in divine safety. And I claim, our residence belongs to God. No power, spirit, or soul can damage what heaven has joined. So be it. Amen. You just activated something. Yes, right now. As you said the one's words, Archangel Michael commenced shifting through the rooms of your own home. You could experience the ecosystem moving. Cooler. Calmer. Or heavier, for a moment, due to the fact something that doesn't belong have to upward thrust before it is eliminated. He's scanning your own home now. Each corner. Every closet. Every memory. Each strength tied to that deal. Michael has been awaiting this permission. Due to the fact religious regulation says angels can't eliminate what we silently tolerate. However, now which you've spoken, he can input. Now let's speak approximately your daughter's angel. This angel has been silent for a long time. Not absent, silent. Because your daughter stopped listening. She stuffed her ears with fake comfort. With the voice of that lady. With the empty guarantees of the person. But inside the history, her angel was standing by using. Ready. Mourning. Hoping. And now, her angel is prepared to talk again, but most effective via you. Due to the fact you, the like it, are the bridge. The message her angel needs to inform you is this. She isn't lost. She is just careworn. And your love is the remaining mild she recalls. That mild, your love, is what the enemy attempted to cover up. That is why the deal was made. Due to the fact the enemy cannot break your love. He can simplest distract her from seeing it. But it truly is about to change. I call my daughter in divine protection. And that I declare, our residence belongs to God. No power, spirit, or soul can ruin what heaven has joined. So be it. Amen. You simply activated something. Yes, proper now. As you stated the one's phrases, Archangel Michael started shifting through the rooms of your house. You can experience the atmosphere transferring. Cooler. Calmer. Or heavier, for a moment, because something that does not belong ought to upward thrust earlier than it is eliminated. He is scanning your private home now. Every nook, each closet, each reminiscence, every electricity tied to that deal. Michael has been anticipating this permission. Because religious regulation says angels can't put off what we silently tolerate. However, now which you've spoken, he can input. Now let's communicate about your daughter's angel. This angel has been silent for a long term. Not absent, silent. Because your daughter stopped listening. She crammed her ears with false comfort. With the voice of that lady. With the empty promises of the man. However, inside the background, her angel changed into standing by, using ready, mourning, hoping. And now, her angel is ready to speak again, but most effective through you. Due to the fact you, loved, are the bridge. The message her angel needs to inform you is this. She isn't always misplaced. She is simply burdened. And your love is the remaining light she recollects. That light, your love, is what the enemy attempted to cover up. It truly is why the deal changed into made. Due to the fact the enemy cannot ruin your love. He can handiest distract her from seeing it. But this is about to exchange. Michael says that inside 72 hours of completing this message, something will manifest. A name. A textual content. A moment. Your daughter might also say something small, but hidden in her phrases could be a request for assist. She might not use the one's words, but your spirit will know. When that moment comes, don't react in ache, reply in presence. Don't say, "I told you so." Say, "I've been looking forward to you." And so has heaven. That moment will be the begin of her return. And sure, she will return. Now, not just physically. However, spiritually, emotionally. With a heart in the end capable of listen what heaven has been pronouncing all alongside. And while she returns, she will be able to confess what came about. She can smash ties with the female and the person. And he or she will beg your forgiveness. Now, not due to the fact she become evil, but because she forgot who you truly were. And now, right here's what heaven wishes you to prepare for. Once your daughter is restored, your private home can be restored. Your peace. Your pleasure. However, also, your finances. Sure, beloved. There has been a divine postpone positioned over your economic waft because of that darkish settlement. But now that it is damaged, the angels are clearing the route. Michael says, a divine deposit is being prepared. And whilst it arrives, it's going to shock you. It can come through someone. The enterprise concept. A central authority release. A court docket choice. A forgotten inheritance. However, it will be surprising. It'll come with affirmation. And you may are aware of it's from God because it will come right after your daughters go back. Do not try to chase it. Simply put together. Now, Beloved, the final part of this message is something that heaven debated whether or now not to show you. However, Michael said, they're ready. You need to realize this. The girl who orchestrated the deal behind your returned, is also being watched through a better energy. Her call turned into written within the e-book of mercy, however she's at the verge of crossing into judgment. She has one final threat to step returned. If she does not, heaven will eliminate her. Peacefully. Silently. But absolutely. She can no longer have get right of entry to in your energy. In your daughter. To your house. Her time is almost up. And as for the person, he could be uncovered. Now not through you, but by way of someone he depended on. A message. A slip. A leak. Something will pop out in the open that famous who he really is. And many others will realize they have been deceived too. Michael says it'll be a moment of divine justice. And you'll witness it. And when you do, you will smile, no longer in revenge, however in remedy. Because heaven constantly repays. This is your second now. You made it to the give up. And heaven is applauding you. Yes, you. Due to the fact maximum might have skipped. Most might have walked away. However you stayed. You listened. You believed. So now, the reward begins. If this message spoke to your spirit, kind beneath. I claim my miracle. I reclaim my daughter. I reclaim my residence. Amen. And sooner or later, consider to subscribe. Now not simply to this message, however to the voice of heaven. Because there is extra coming. A very last dream. A divine sign. And Michael will ship it simplest to people who are watching. You've got finished well, cherished. Of course, loved, you have come this a ways. And heaven honors you for that. What is coming next isn't simply the give up of a message. It is the start of a new bankruptcy. Archangel Michael says the final portion should be examined slowly with a coronary heart open to sense each word. Due to the fact that is where the prophecy settles into your bones and your spirit begins to upward push. Allow me tell you something private that heaven whispered,